seems though, Papaghost'S and Lerato have officially started executing their plans from the cabin. Because guys, I watched these two have their first major altercation in the house last night after the party. Now, for a split second, I thought it was real. But then on a closer look, I realized that these people were actually cooking shit. Like, these guys were instigating things. And oh my God, you know, in their usual subtle manner, the thing was just spreading like wildfire all around the house. And guys, we're going to talk about it on this video. It was just quite funny. We're going to talk about it on this video. Now, aside those two, there were also little things happening around the house. In fact, right from the party room, things were happening in the party room. I even heard that Yolanda had got into some issues with young Papi and is it Jareed? Yeah, Jareed, and Makeke was ranting all through last night after the party. Guys, it was a lot. It was a lot to the point that Makeke even literally sobbed. No, was it? Should I use the word sobbed? No, dismissed Chuenza, yeah, from his conversation with Lerato. So guys, things were just happening, yeah. It was like the whole house was sitting on a ticking time bomb, but nobody was ready to explode last night. So let's get into this video. We're going to talk about it all right? And guys, if you saw all of these things I've mentioned, please just share in the comment section, all right? And please make sure you watch this video to the end. Not skip out on any part. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. If you're new here, you're especially welcome. But if you're yet to become a part of this community, please do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. Please make sure you subscribe, all right? Turn on your post notification bell to always receive alerts of my videos whenever I upload a new one. Quickly, let's proceed with the details of this conversation. All right, first things first. Last night's party was insane. It was insane. That DJ came with a plan, if you know what I mean. Guys, the party was so lit. It was so lit that right from here, I was craving to be a part of that partying crowd in Big Brother's house. Guys, that was how good the party was. The playlist, the mix, everything the DJ was doing, it was wild. It was insane. And guys, the vibe was so infectious. You could tell that the housemates were having a good time. They were all having fun. They were dancing. Oh my God. Liema and Mpumi were literally burning the dance floor last night. And for Willie, see, one day, I'm gonna get into Big Brother's house with a bottle of very spicy hot pepper, yeah? And the moment I see Willie, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his tongue, and I'm going to sprinkle that pepper on top of his tongue so that he puts it back into his mouth and shuts his mouth. Because somebody tell me why Willie is always bringing out his tongue like a big dog. Guys, it's so... Guys, it's so annoying. Every time the guy is always bringing out the tongue and he's like what the... But anyways, aside Willie, Liema and Mpumi, oh my God, they burnt the dance floor. There was also Millet. Oh my God, it was just amazing. It was beautiful watching these people dance, and it was very, very entertaining. Very entertaining. No unnecessary drama, you know, with Jareed and his family. As a matter of fact, they were all vibing together, right? And Jareed was on a full night shift at the party. He'll dance with Mpumi, then you go dance with Liema, you dance with Liema, and then you kiss Mpumi. The guy was very busy last night. He was satisfying his women, and nobody was quarreling. Now, aside Jareed and his family issues, apparently, Yolanda had an issue with what's his name now, Young Papi, and I think Jareed. Now I'm going to be frank with all of you. I did not catch that part because my internet was messing up last night at some point. Yes, so I did not catch that part. But rumor has it that Jareed and is it Willie and Young Papi were actually serving drinks and refilling the cups of their female friends. But when Yolanda wanted to refill her cup, they refused to allow her access to the alcohol, and so she had taken the drink, and I think Papi had forcefully dragged the drink from her, and the drink had spilled to the floor, causing wastage. And Papi was then blaming her. I think he went to call Jareed. Guys, if you have the full gist of that story, please let me know in the comment section below. But I did some little bits of findings here and there, and that was what I could come up with. Yeah, but what I noticed was Taki and Papi, they got into a lengthy conversation, and I was wondering what they were talking about, but I wasn't really sure, right? And then later on, Yolanda was having a lengthy conversation with Makeke. Makeke looked upset, but then later on, Papi went and hugged Yolanda. And when I saw that happen, I didn't really understand what was going on. It was after the party, when we were back inside the house, that, listening to Makeke sort of give a bit of perspective to what was happening. But anyways, aside that one that was happening, that was Lerato and Sinaye's lengthy conversation. I don't know what they were talking about, but they were just stuck together for almost the entire duration of the party. Lerato looked upset, and Sinaye was talking and talking and talking. They were talking, and at some point he was kind of holding her, right? So they were very, very close. Whilst that was happening, Papaghost was busy dancing with Els. Now, whilst that was happening, Papaghost was busy dancing with Els and Z, and I think later on he had gone to go dance with Lerato, and she kind of looked upset. And guys, if you've been following these two people's drama, especially on Saturdays during the party, Lerato is always complaining about Papaghost, spending more time dancing with other females other than her, especially during the parties. And he would tell her that, listen, it's just for the party, it's just for the fun, there's nothing more to it. And then later they would discuss it, and it seemed like she would give her her consent for him to continue playing with the other females. And so it was kind of confusing for me when I saw both of them, arguing after the party. It was quite heated, yes. They even used hurtful words at each other. In fact, it actually started with Lerato. Lerato was very, very pissed, complaining about him still dancing with females during the party. She was even telling him to get lost, go away. And he was like, oh, if I go away, I'm not coming back, that. And she's like, oh, and so what? Oh, it seems like you don't know who I am. I think it's time for you to leave the house. That kind of thing. Like, guys, their altercation actually got to that point. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. What's happening? I mean, guys, she even called him a boy whilst referring to the other guys in the house as men.
You giving these boys what they wanted.
What? Men, actually, I don't think they're boys. You're the boy. They're men. They're real men.
Whoa. Saying that it was time for him to leave the house. And Papaghost was like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I told you, I'm not leaving this house till day 71. I'm going to be here. Oh my God. Guys, it was crazy. It was crazy. Anyways, Lerato was so upset that she had taken off her microphone and had walked right into the jacuzzi, fully clothed.
I'm okay with him dancing, but not that explicit. I don't dance without a man. I converse,
It was that wild. She had gone into the jacuzzi like that, and Taki and Sinaye, they were in their usual spots, gossiping as usual, still going over plans that will never ever be actualized. Yeah. And Sinaye saw her. Now, for whatever they were discussing in the party room, he had gone to her where she was and, oh, sweetheart, what happened? What's wrong with you? What's happening? Da, 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 da. And Lerato was venting and ranting and ranting and ranting and ranting about Papaghost, just basically venting about why she was upset with him. The fact that every Saturday night at the party, he would neglect her and focus on dancing with other females, that they've talked about it several times, but he keeps on doing it. It was when she started bad-mouthing Papa Ghost to Sinai in the most shadiest manner. That was when I started suspecting that whole drama, it wasn't real. It was staged. Yes, it was staged to get the housemates talking. And Papa Ghost had said he was going to come and join in the jacuzzi. Now, whilst he was preparing to come and join the jacuzzi, there was also Jareed and his two wives who had dressed in all black bikini. They were also going to come and join the jacuzzi. Mind you, earlier in the day, in the afternoon, Jareed and Pumi, they had their jacuzzi moment, getting freaky and all whatnot without Liema. Liema had seen them much later. Now, I don't know if they had actually planned that after the party, they were going to have like a three-way, moment in the jacuzzi. So a lot of things were happening. People were preparing to come out, and then Lerato was ranting still about Papa Ghost being annoying and upsetting her. And whilst his housemates were coming out, they were quite intrigued at it because they had never really seen these three people have a go at each other before. So Lerato was being consulted about, people's love relationships and all whatnot in the house. And she was giving responses, sometimes shady responses, sometimes not shady responses. And that was how it spread like wildfire around the house that Papa Ghost and Lerato had actually quarreled. Yeah, that they were not on good terms. And it seemed like some sort of exciting news to most of the housemates because, oh wow, they finally quarreled. They want to see what's happening. They want to see what's going to happen afterwards. Anyways, because a lot of them had taken off their microphones, to get into the jacuzzi, Big Brother had then announced that they should all get back into the house. And I'm like, Biggie, thank you, at least so that we cannot miss out on any of the drama. At least let's hear what they are saying, because they were actually saying a lot of things, but we could not really hear everything we were saying because they were not wearing their microphones. And so they had gone back into the house. And that was when Lerato and Makeke were having conversations about what had happened in the party room between Yolanda, Young Papi, and whoever else was involved. In that conversation between both of them, Lerato had mentioned that she wasn't really aware of what had happened between Yolanda and this other person. But Makeke was explaining that almost the whole house had seen what had happened, but none of them rose up to Yolanda's defense. Now, Lerato was now asking him why he did not stand up for her. He said because he has 2 strikes already, but he will make sure that this morning they address it, because what happened was very unfair, was very wrong. He wanted to speak, but he had to hold himself back. Now, they were having that conversation. Makeke was just ranting and ranting. He was just really upset with the whole house. For him, this whole family nonsense they were doing is actually bullshit. He doesn't even know who came up with the nonsense strategy. But now, he's really seeing everybody for who they are, because there are a lot of people that are biased and inconsiderate in that house. And whilst they were talking, Chiwenza was busy cleaning the kitchen, but then he had come to listen in to the conversation. And Makeke had dismissed Chiwenza like in the most nastiest manner ever. And guys, I loved it because Makeke is now aware that Chiwenza is not really his friend. Chiwenza is two-faced. Chiwenza will come and listen to their conversation, carry that thing and go and gossip to anybody else, or probably use it to attack Makeke in front of the whole house, calling him names and all whatnot. And of course, especially Papa Ghost and Lerato's puppet or doormat. So Makeke had completely dismissed him. Now listen, leave this place. Who invited you here? We are talking. We did not call you here. Guys, I said, okay, at this point, Chiwenza is a traitor to Makeke. And Makeke is not in the mood to entertain any of Chiwenza's, busybody business around him. Anyways, whilst that conversation was happening, Els was sharing, some of her observations about the ghost family to Mile in the kitchen. Now, according to her, she suspects that earlier altercation between Lerato and Ghost was actually staged. That she has a strong feeling that it's a guise for Papa Ghost to make more moves to some of the girls in the house, i.e. she and probably Z or any other person. Now, she's not very sure of this, her theory, because before they were fake evicted, Papa Ghost had been making moves on her from day one, you know. So she's not really sure if she's right with her observations, but it seems like Z had actually mentioned the same thing, as she's also thinking in the same direction now. And guys, I'm going to be frank with you all. I was quite impressed listening to Els, you know, analyzing that whole situation to Millie. I mean, Millie, as usual, would just be smiling and laughing, you know. Now, that conversation was still going on when Papa Ghost, you know, walked up to both of them in the kitchen. And the next thing he said was, "Who did you kiss at the party?" He was actually asking Els. And Els was like, "No, I didn't kiss anybody." And before we knew it, he had gotten into her head that, "Oh, someone said that you actually kissed somebody. I just wanted to know if it was true." And automatically Els was flaring up. Now, who said that? Who said that? I didn't kiss anybody. Who said that? And Papa Ghost was like, "Well, I don't want to mention who said it, you know, because I don't want to cause any drama in this house tonight, you know, just leave it." But Els was getting really riled up and upset. And ladies and gentlemen, you and I know that was a lie. That was just some cheap ass speculation from Papa Ghost to get into Elsie's mind, and it worked like magic. Because guys, if you all recall, after Elsie had kissed 4 boys in the house, she started regretting her actions and I decided to turn a new leaf. And so for her, if anybody ever mentions that she did something like that, it was going to really get to her, because it would mean that the whole house is seeing her as a cheap slut. So that had really gotten to her. Guys, me, I was just over here, I was just laughing. I was just laughing because the mind games that both Lerato and Papa Ghost were playing was really getting to the housemate. Because later on, Papi was carrying rumors that Lerato and Sinai, they had kissed in the party room. And guys, these two had not kissed. They had just been very, very close, you know, looking at each other's face while they were talking at the party. So that news also spread like wildfire all around the house. And Sinai was getting really upset. Before we knew it, he had rushed to his confidant, Taki, and was going on and on about how he doesn't want to cook in that direction anymore. He doesn't want to cook over there anymore because he feels like Lerato is going to bring disrespect to his name and disrespect to his girlfriend. And he was complaining about how he felt like, oh, Lerato was trying to use his head by lying about the level of our intimacy with Papa Ghost, and then he was saying that he's not going to cook with her anymore, blah blah blah. The guy was just complaining. But then guess what? Later on that night, Papa Ghost and Lerato, they reconciled in their bed. In fact, they were even talking about the whole fakery going on in the house. Makeke was still ranting and ranting and ranting about the fake family nonsense that they were doing in the house. And then before we knew it, Papa Ghost had gone downstairs to sleep in Elsie's bed. Lerato had gone to Sinai's bed, and then they were having conversations. So guys, listen, last night, yeah, there was a lot of operations going on. Jareed still spent the night with his 2 wives, you know, in their big family bed. At some point, it looked like Liema was not happy with the whole arrangement. It looked like she would rather have Jareed all to herself. But Jareed and Mpumi, they had, you know, invited her to join them. And even before they all went to bed, said, guys, oh my God, earlier, Mpumi had been playing with Jareed's, with Junior Jareed, or Jareed Junior. Like she was literally stroking him. And this guy was high. Like, it was horny. He was gone. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things were just happening last night. But the highlight of last night was the drama between Papa Ghost and Lerato and all the mental instigations that they were doing all around the house. And guys, I cannot wait to see how it pans out today and this new week. Also, we're going to be looking forward to the conversation, or should I say the address from Makeke to the rest of the house this morning. Anyways, in the meantime, please go ahead, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day.